Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am doing a detailed overview of the opportunities section on the left-hand side. Also, again, just letting you know, I do have my little one with me, and if he starts to cry, I'm going to pause. But other than that, we're going to proceed forward. All right, so let me share my screen so everybody can be on the same page. All right, I'm going to like to see myself sometimes. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. So when you log in, you will come to the overall dashboard. It's going to be a dashboard. All good. You will see everything. I prefer also, side note, not regarding opportunities, but I always like to look by the month. We are in Brad Sullivan's account. This is a overview of Go High Level under opportunities for our insurance side of the business. So let's get into it. Opportunities. You click this tab here and it will show all of your leads in this pipeline. So you understand the new lead called, no answer 1, 2, and 3, needs follow-up, appointment set in Zoom, in person or in Zoom meeting, submitted to underwriting, policy delivered, deal closed, appointment canceled, long-term nurture. All of these individual things, if you take a quick look back at dashboard, you'll see all of those here. That is what in essence is and how your pipeline or your funnel is constructed. Just so you know, all of these are important, okay? And as we go along, we will continually add additional features that help with your overall closing ratio and to be a true support base for you. But as leads fill out and come from either Symmetry or come from any particular source that we have operating, we want to go ahead and let you know that these leads will come to one new lead. So as they come into the new lead, they are fresh, they are real, they are ready to go. This is also will trigger them to start getting messages immediately. So what I want to make sure you understand is when you see this in here, if you have a calendar booked full and you realize that you had 5 new leads to come in today, they're going to be touched. They're going to be contacted. You don't necessarily have to go, oh, let me get to them right now. Let me run. You can, but you don't have to. So this tile is important. And what I want to do is I want to go over this tile completely. So here is going to be the identifier of the tile. If it doesn't have your initials and it's not assigned to you, you're not going to be able to see it. So you should not see any other sales agent, insurance agents, tiles, or leads at all. So let's get into it. So we have this tile here. And actually what I want to do is, because this is live leads, I'm going to put myself in as a lead. So let's see, do I have one in here? All right. No. All right. No. Okay, so I don't. I'm going to use Norris Hill. I know that was a Symmetry lead, and those Symmetry leads usually do 5 weeks, but I'm going to try to not have their information out for the world to see. So here we go, Norris Hill. If you click on, you see there's Brad Sullivan. How did it come? Social media. As you click on this lead, this information will come up. Okay, we're going to just close that out. And this gives you a lot of quick information that you can add, adjust, work on, and keep your notes together. I know I've talked about notes in previous videos. This will also be one of those places you can add notes. Things to pay special attention. Opportunity. Add appointment, add or edit the appointment, tasks, and notes. So under opportunities, this is the actual information from all that they have. And right here, again, the email address. Do we have an email for her? Doesn't look like we do. So if you're on the phone with them, if you have to put their email in and you're in conversations and you get their email and you put it on the right-hand side under their name, it will populate here. So it'll all be synced. If you have their phone number, which we do, you will be able to add in the phone number here as well, but also in conversations. The tags, if there's something you want to identify a particular lead a particular way, then the best thing to do is put a tag in. I honestly suggest don't worry about tags. I'm going to be putting tags in because I'm making sure leads come in a mass format. You should be relatively fine at the current moment. If you know their company or who they work for, you can add that here as well. Again, the more detail will help you to overall in your sales. The name of the opportunity is going to be the name of the lead. The pipeline, again, that long list, new lead, call 123, needs follow-up, appointments, close, submitted, all those are in this pipeline. If you have age leads pipeline, if you have a final expense pipeline, again, I will be doing age leads are leads that I could buy from Symmetry for, let's say, $1 and populate them all and just say, see what happens. Final expense leads are going to be a different marketing set that we would go through. We have not started marketing final expense, but it's something that we will be doing shortly. The stage is where they are under each tile. So as you click on that, if you talk to someone or you're talking to them now and you say, okay, you're ready to set an appointment, you can do that. You can move them to that place. So what I'm going to do, because I know this is a Symmetry lead, we're going to watch as we do a mortgage protection pipeline in the appointment set column. Okay, so where the source come from, social media, and then we're going to update. Now, I want you to remember one thing. In the new lead column, Norris Hill was there. Let's see where they end up now. And Norris Hill automatically moved over to the appointment set. But we really don't have an appointment set. So what I want to do is I'm going to take that and then I'm going to put them back to a new lead. Okay. Send them back over and look, they're right back there. So if you don't like dragging the tiles over, then you can do it from your actual, when you go into each lead and give that good, solid nurturing of that lead across the board. Add an appointment, edit an appointment. You can get your calendar. Again, you will have your calendar like Brad has Brad, Symmetry Brad calendar right here. If it is not synced to your phone, please get in Slack and let us know so we can update that across the board. Because it's really convenient when you're in your phone and you say, oh, I know I got an appointment today. Or it's on my calendar, so I know not to book anything else. Or I know I can't do that day and you can call a lead to adjust or reschedule. Task. If you have something, some research that you just like, for me, my memory is terrible. So I can put a task in here and I can assign it to any of these folks saying, hey, Brad, I need you to cover this, that, or third. Hey, Kenny, I got a lead and I think you may be better for it. Or you say, hey, Lynn, this is great because they really want to talk to a female. How do you feel about taking the lead? Or you can say, look, want a tag team, a family, or you can say anything that would require a task and communication to another team member. That is where this would come in handy. Your notes are vital, truly, because if you have good notes, you don't have to remember. Again, my memory is terrible. I write everything down and I make it all electronic. So my suggestion is utilizing your notes to the best of your ability and going through. If you like to make it larger, these little 2 lines will do this for you. Make it larger. Gotta love making it larger. So, because it lets you see all the notes you got. Because it's live, we won't go through the process of updating there, sending that out. But let me do this one thing. I'm going to set back, update, and get out of here. Hopefully it's not long enough to be a problem. So all the leads that come in, the one key thing that I want you to really take away from this right here is this. And that was a run-on sentence, forgive me. If you contact the leads, please move them over to their appropriate column. I look at all of the leads. I get concerned when the leads have not been moved over from call 1, call 2, call 3. I don't want there to be a bottleneck in the system. There's not any particular triggers that are in place for call 1, 2, or 3. So the goal is, if you call them, they're going to continue to get text messages and emails. They're going to continue to get communications. But we will be able to know how many times you've called, if they're really interested, they're not interested. As they get to call 3 and you say needs follow-up, they'll get, excuse me, they'll be getting a call and a text from me to talk about a free digital camera or a $100 gift card to give them conversation starting across the board, and they'll be entered into a free giveaway. But the goal is moving them over. If you have a Zoom meeting, move them over to the Zoom meeting. If it's an appointment set, they are kind of one and the same, but they're not. So if they want to be a phone call, you can be a phone call. If you want to be a Zoom call, you can drop them into the Zoom meetings. So that's important. When you submit them for underwriting, drop it in here, because now it's going to affect and show in your dashboard, and it will show your conversion rate. That's also going to be a good indicator of how well you're doing, and you know that across the board. Going back to opportunities and looking at these last few tabs. If you had, hey, I closed it, it's great, boom, you now know you are closing and you're good to go. Now, if the appointment is canceled and they're just kind of off in the wind, drop an appointment cancel. If they are not responsive, you've called them, they haven't responded to anything, or they responded once or twice, or they just went ghost on you, like, what's the saying, they're in the witness protection program, then what I want you to do is take them over to the long-term nurture. What the long-term nurture is going to end up doing is they're easily going to just get emails and text messages across the board. And so if they respond back and say, I'm interested, let me talk about it, it's going to take this lead and bring it over to new lead. And you're going to start that conversation all over again. So I really want you to know that if a lead is kind of not worried about it, not doing well, let's bring them over to a new lead. A long-term nurture. So they get all that stuff worked out. If you have the app, which everyone should have access to the app, which will bring you access to this portal, everything on your phone. And you're out and about, or if you're on the phone, you just get someone who called in a referral and you just want to operate and use this. Something a tag would be useful for, if you say, hey, new, you would end up going through and I got pause my sharing. Sorry about that. Baby was crying. So if you add a new tag, add a new person in, or if I call and text you the information, or I email you directly a lead from Symmetry or anything of that nature, and I don't know, I'm not able to, for some reason, get that uploaded, the rarity behind that, me or Eliza would not be able to upload it. You can put them in here yourself. You can add a tag in here that will say, added by me. And you can move forward in that manner. At the current moment, I would prefer there not to be any leads put in that are not purchased or managed or created by me. We can have the conversation about that at a later date. Right now, I want to get a system and a snapshot and a template that is working well before we have that conversation with anyone across the board. But when the leads come in, it will be able to add an appointment. You can add it to a task saying, hey, get some research about this, about that. And it will add that in a due date, and it will send you notifications on that. You can ask someone else to help you, or you want to assign it to them. So with that, also, I almost forgot, the leads are in descending order. Mortgage protection, I think I went over this, but I'm gonna do it again just on the safe side. Age, final expense, mortgage protection. The campaigns, the best thing to do is all. There's these things that I'm gonna manage and make sure, but you make sure all of them are covered because they could come from multiple directions of internet, leads, symmetry, the whole nine. Don't try to overthink it. Again, all for the type of lead that it is. And then search. If you can hardly remember a name or you have a number, we can do it that way. We went over a new tab. This will also help to identify different areas and filtering across the board. We went over the call feature and recent activities. And with that, opportunity section is pretty much covered. If there's any questions that you came up with and do not have, please let me know. On the tiles, can't remember if I went over this as a recap, the chat bubble here and the phone. If you click on the phone, it will call out from your Twillo number. Okay, remember that. It will call out. If you see a task, it will add the task and it will start that task process. I can do that. It will jump right over to this task feature and is ready to input that information. So you say, I need information about if a client had a heart attack and they are 26 months, could they get approved for something? As a task option. If you press the chat, click on the chat bubble, it will bring up their conversations, and also it brings up conversations with little additional information. Okay. One will have their contact information here and their whole lineage of where they are and how they got to where they are. It also will bring up general information. Now, general information is general, but when you come to additional information, if they filled out the form completely in the survey online, it will have this information filled out as well. And sometimes you'll already get to know that they had medical history. You can tell their age, you can tell they're married, so forth. Not every lead is going to fill that out. Don't feel that you're not getting your information if they don't fill it out. They just had an option not to, and they decided not to fill it out. This middle box is the same as it would be in the conversations. So don't overthink this part. Now, here is where it's really nice to me. This tells the lineage and the path of how your information has come in, what form they've used, the landing page that they've operated off of. For me, this is very beneficial. I hope it can be beneficial for you to get an idea of where your leads are coming in primarily across the board. Tasks, notes, appointments, we've all covered that. We've covered that once, twice. And so that's going to be pretty much the same across the board. Everything is going to go back to the hub, so to speak. If it's a task on any particular tab, it's going to add to everything. If it's a note, it's going to add to all the notes for this client and this lead. Appointment, same thing. So with that, that is a complete coverage of opportunity section. And I hope it was a well detailed breakdown of everything regarding the opportunity section. If you have any further questions, please let me know. Send it to me in Slack or directly. It's all good. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and get ready for the next stage.